Microbiology Pathogens by Shirley and Kelly. The image above is of a virus called herpes simplex viruses. There are over 100 different kinds of herpes simplex viruses that we have so far identified. We will be talking about HSV1 and HSV2. Both of these show themselves as little blisters, but HSV1 shows itself around the mouth and face area and is spread via saliva sharing, and HSV2 shows itself around genitalia and is a sexually transmitted infection. Over 80% of Americans will contract HSV1 by the age of 50. There is no cure at this time for HSV. It is a lifelong infection. However, we have been able to come up with antivirals that help stop the flare-ups of the blisters forming. Once an individual is infected with HSV, in this image, HSV goes into the brain, into the trigeminal ganglion, and goes into hibernation, or has sometimes flare-ups, which is why it's so hard to treat and is a lifelong virus, because it's very hard to see and is not able to be seen under a generic microscope. As you can see, the biologists colored the normal human genomes green and the HSV red. Through these different colored lights, we are able to see which one of these is HSV and which one is the human genome. HSV is a gram-negative bacteria. This image is an image of Staphylococcus, a kind of bacteria. This bacteria is gram-positive, cockeye in shape, forms in clusters, kind of looking similar to grapes, and can be easily seen underneath the microscope using the 40x objective lens. Staphylococcus aureus is also known as MRSA, a type of staph infection. This strain contains a MEC gene, granting resistance to many antibiotics. It is known to live on the skin and mucous membranes. People at high risk of contracting S. aureus are healthcare workers, hospitalized patients, and immunocompromised patients. S. aureus is a gram-positive bacterium that has a cockeye shape. The image above is of a fungi called Candida albinicus. It is a unicellular and polyformic fungus. It can grow into 3 different forms of yeast, pseudohyphae, and a true hyphae, germ tubes. This fungus can be found on the skin and mucous areas. C. albinicus can affect the human body on 3 different levels: superficial, systematic candidus, and the chronic candidus. Those at most risk for this pathogen are pregnant women, surgical patients, IV drug users, and those with damaged GI tracts. C. albinicus is a gram-positive fungus. The yeast grow as an oval shape and in small clusters. The pseudohyphae grow more like tubes, like with branches budding hive. And the true hyphae come with an oval head and long tubular tails attached. A microscope tip for observing this fungus is to scrape off nails or skin and to place it on a slide, and then to place a 10% drop of potassium hydroxide with calcifer white staining before examining this under the microscope to be able to see the best results. The next image we have is of a protozoa called Anthithymbia. It's a single-cell, free-living protozoan amoeba. It is found in soil and fresh, unchlorinated water. It can enter the skin through the eyes, nose, or broken skin. It is a building block to extreme viruses once it gets into the body, and is known to be very opportunistic. The highest at risk for these contracting Anthithymbia are contact lens wearers, those with immunocompromised systems, and individuals who find themselves in these kinds of bodies of water. This protozoa is gram-positive and can be best seen under the microscope under 100x with oil immersion.